Just explain what happened with Draymond. That just looked pretty. I don't know the word to use. Reckless, maybe. Just maybe to speak to what happened.
I don't know, man. I was behind the play. I don't think what's going on with him. I don't know. Personally, I feel like that brother needed help. I'm glad he not try to choke me, but at the same time, and nothing to do with basketball, man. Like I'm just out there trying to play basketball. They're swinging. I think we saw that often, but hope he, whatever he got in his life, get better. So.
Devin, you've known Draymond for a long time. Were you surprised that he went that route with Nurkic?
Yeah. I mean, he wears his emotions, as every top competitor does, and it got out of hand.
It's just you guys want to finish games better, like you're not trying to have it in like that, but Coach put it bluntly and said we got to stop that shit. That maybe the words maybe just speak to you both to address that. Have another game come down to it. That game they didn't have to come down to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. We seem to put emphasis on, not being a team that only learns through losses. I think the good teams in this league, win or lose, you still try to find ways to get better and stress the importance of little things like that. That's just, it's just urgency, attention, like things that we can all control. And, we have too many talented guys in this room to be, doing that for the third or fourth time. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Same thing.
I agree with Book. I feel like we let in the depth, but also it's normal to have up and downs when you always change your lineups and when, we have people in and out, and it's normal to make mistakes. But we are a basketball player. We should know better than that, especially on, frequencies, how many games happen.
You're no stranger to the physicality of the game, but after that kind of situation, how do you stay solid mentally after something like that?
Happened before, so I don't, I learned in this league when you respond to some shit like that, you're getting fined, so you're getting the penalties, which is not fair. But at the same time, I'm too valuable for this team to, get in foul trouble or getting text or getting kicked out. So I got to stay, mentally, okay, because it's better for the team to stay on the floor.
Look at similar light of Chris's ejection 3 weeks ago, and then this one. How you liked seeing the team say mentally composed when things got off the rails for a second?
Yeah, I don't think we got off the rail at all in both situations. So, we have a pretty mentally strong team, and like Nurk said, any retaliation is always the worst thing in that scenario. Missing games for your team, and it's a big fine too. So, no punch or retaliation is worth those.
Your first game to play next to Brad, how do you like having him as a guy that can move off the ball and get to spots like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously takes the attention off for the short stints that we were out there. I know when two of the three of us play, we stagger the minutes. So, he's seen a lot of jump coverages when he was out there, and I did too. But the times that we're out there together, I think it's tougher on teams. To junk up the game in the ways that they do. He's still getting his legs and his wind back, which I just went through the same thing. It's frustrating. The minute restriction, by the time you get your rhythm, you turn around and you're subbed out. So I just told him stay level-headed, but it's good to have you back out there.
What's it like to have Chris cover you there in these situations?
I mean, I know. He knows my game pretty well, and I know his too. And, when you're playing at the highest level of basketball, you try to take away, what somebody's doing every night. So, I was trying to pressure him, pick him up, and in transition, he's always good at, reading what I do because we've been alongside each other for a long time. And he's a brilliant mind for the game, but he's the highest level of competitor that there is, and it's all love between us. So, obviously I love playing with him, but I love competing against him too.
So what was it like being on the side of that?
Man, I've seen it before. We weren't teammates forever.
So many new teammates this year, some new rotations. As the primary ball handler, the point guard, how long does it take to get a feel for where guys like the ball? Or is it just kind of basketball read and react?
Um, it's just read and react. I think, you know, more than where they like the ball, like you have to be in the open spot too, so finding the spacing for these junk defenses because you don't typically see, double teams before half court and box and one defenses. So even at the end of the game, like when teams full court press, like it's not a typical NBA defense. So just still trying to learn ways to figure it out. Obviously, if we're all healthy, that teams will have a harder time of, throwing those defense at us.
At that point, there are some of those possessions on the defense where you're one guy out to the half court line. There aren't a lot of guys who would do that, just take themselves out of the play to help their teammates. What's your mindset with doing that and opening things up?
Yeah, when you string out the double team, it gives, the 4-on-3 spacing on the backside a lot more. So, teams that trap and hold the trap until I get rid of the ball, I try to take them farthest away from the play as possible. We think went 3-4 straight possessions where they did it and hit 3 straight threes to get us back into the game. So, I'm gonna keep making the right play. I trust all these guys in here, and we've scripted all this before, so now it's just executing it.
How do you characterize defensive effort on Steph? He was 8 for 24 for 24 points.
Yeah, it's a tough task. We were talking about it after the game. Like, it takes a collective group. It's not just his primary defender. Everybody has to be locked in and ready to go. How many screens he comes off and how he just never stops moving. So, even when he's 8 for 24, like I'm sure he's sitting over there like, I just missed a lot of good looks. So, that's how great of a player he is. But, you just have to make it as hard as possible on him.
How many times did you already practice with often?
Yeah, we got some good bump in, so I'm ready for it. Oh. So, exactly.
Devin, obviously it's the first regular season game for you, Brad, and Devin. How'd you like that feel and that look and trying to figure out where God want the shots and how you like that look tonight?
Yeah, we showed some spurts. You gotta give the Nets credit. They played like 3 or 4 different defenses tonight, trying to throw us off. But I think we fought through it and figured some stuff out. Well, we're only gonna get better.
I'm curious. You talked even before about the multiple defenses you guys have seen already. Is that just going to have to be the mindset for you guys? Okay, we bound to see any and everything because of what we got right now.
Yeah, most definitely. People listen to y'all, read your articles, and listen to the much hype is around our team, so they coming in prepared, trying to figure out ways to stop us. They've been watching us on TV, so they coming in prepared, trying to figure some stuff out. They know it's tough to guard us traditionally, so they want to throw some muck the game up a bit. So I think we still got solid looks throughout the game.
Is there anything that just 1 or 2 things that you saw tonight that you're like, you know what, that's there. We just didn't either make the shots or get to those shots in particular?
I feel like we got good shots. I think the game, to be honest, was they outscored us from the 3-point line, pretty much even everywhere else.
With the looks that you guys were able to generate on the backside with Book, with Beal 1 or 2 passes away, did this feel like a game where you really could use Grayson and Eric out there?
Yep, for sure.
KD, you've been here before with the Warriors, with the Nets. What's the secret of having 3 or 4 superstars working together and blending?
Just simplifying the game, just staying aware of one another while we're on the floor. I think we all did a solid job of that tonight. But when you got 3 guys that can handle the ball and get downhill and shoot and create for their own, I think we take advantage of those opportunities. I think whoever got it going, Book had it going, getting downhill tonight and created for us on that backside. It's going to be like that. It might be different guys doing it every game.
Kevin, how would you kind of assess the team's defense right now on the stretch? It seemed like giving up some penetration tonight, which led to those 3-point looks.
Yeah, we could be better in that area.
Did you mean to foul, or was that just kind of a tough call?
Yeah, I think he anticipated a foul, but it is what it is.
Kevin, in your experience on all types of different rosters, when there's so much new, what is the secret to building cohesion, building continuity, and having things start to click together?
Just reps, more games, more possessions together.
That's something you guys are mindful of right now through this stretch and all the injuries?
Yeah, most definitely. I think everybody's mindful of it, coaching staff. So we're trying to figure out what works for us, and glad we all got to grace the floor together. So looking for many more of those opportunities to get better.
I know every situation is different, but how many games do you feel it's going to take for you guys to know what you're going to be doing, how everything's going to fall in place?
And basketball is unpredictable, man. Who knows? We can't pinpoint or give you an exact time on when we're going to get it clicking. Basketball is an unpredictable sport, and anything can happen. It can be tomorrow, it can be 2 weeks from now, but I know we're going to come to work and try to figure it out as best as we can.
Kevin, you talked about last that first year you were in Brooklyn and how the franchise with you and going through that, getting overly injured. Saw you before the game talking with some guys. What was it like to see those guys again? Because you hadn't seen those, a lot of those guys since the trade.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the stamp and the shield you got on, is about the people you work with every single day. I mean, executives, the support staff, they move all around the league, players, everybody we pass everybody around the league, So when I see people, regardless of what shield they have on, what jersey they have on, it's always good to share moments together again, and that's what it felt like tonight. I've got so many friends around the league that I play with on different teams. So tonight was one of those nights where I got to see a lot of people that I really respect. I really worked. I put our heads down and worked together, and we did some cool things. So it was fun to see them.
Didn't get a chance, obviously, to ask you yesterday about Draymond and Nurkic. What was your reaction to that and Draymond getting the indefinite suspension?
Yeah, that was insane to see. Glad Nurk is all right. Never seen that before on a basketball court in an NBA game. I hope Draymond gets the help he needs. There's been incident after incident, so I know Draymond, and that's not, he doesn't. He hasn't been that way when I was around him and coming into the league. So hopefully he gets the help he needs and get back on the court and put all this stuff behind him.